Hey everybody, how we doing? Well, I've been out for a dog walk. Didn't get much sleep last night. Hey, well, just lie down. I'll take you for a bloody walk. Go on, bugger off. See what I have to put up with, right? And yet I get up day in day out and make these videos for you guys. Fuck off. Anyway, I've got two games to share with you. So it's a bit of a weird day because I had a rotten night's sleep. And I wasn't sure how well the old brain was going to work today. Woody! No one... They don't tune in for you. Go on. Off you... Okay, anyway. It appears the brain's working all right. So that's 2-3 nights with no alcohol. No tobacco. No coffee. Now for 2.5 weeks. I don't know. Let me know what you think anyway. So my first video today, I just played some not logged in games, which was kind of fun. I won them all. And then since then, I've just played a handful of 10-minuters because I'm kind of enjoying it. It's like Blitz Plus, really. It's not proper rapid, is it? 10 minutes, let's be fair. Okay, so I'm going to show you these last two games. And see, one of the things that gets on my tit ends is when people in their comments, like I've got an old video, it's been out forever, called Tips for Beating 400 to 600 rated players, right? And all these people comment on there saying, your opponent played all these blunders, they never play those blunders against me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes, they do. Yes, they do, Brett. You know? They do make the blunders, but they only make them if you don't make them first, in a way, right? And also you have to spot the blunders. Now, do people do stupid shit at 1500 and 1600? Well, guess what? Yeah, right? The difference in performance is not that massive, okay? In terms of, I really don't know how to say it. It's like the difference between 1300 and 1400 it's a step. It's not a huge margin. But the difference is that games last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 moves. So small improvements in the quality of the moves that you choose between 1200 and 1300 over the course of a game makes that composite difference, okay? So if you play better moves, or if you play more good moves, because everyone does stupid shit as well, okay? So here is some of that stupid shit. All right, first game. Yokox Yo, rated mid-1500s. And we have a Russo, right? And Russo 2 nights, uh-oh. Okay, 9 minutes 48 on the clock. What does Dummy do? Takes and walks into the centre form pork trick, right? You should know this at 1500, right? But guess what? We're all human, okay? So he's going to go down a piece. He goes down a piece, right? And he thinks, oh, look, I've given you 2 sets of double isolated pawns. And I'm like, yeah, but I've got 2 bishops. Do you know what I mean? So what are you going to do? Oh, you're going to take that pawn, are you? Okay. Queen comes out. I don't think this was the best move. I think I should have played my queen to d5 because I did that automatically, I confess, because it does allow this, which he doesn't play. We get this, and now I'm like, I'm in familiar territory now. I know where I am, right? Takes. Uh-oh, you've lost your knight. Do you know what I mean? Because I know with the queen on d4, it defends the rook. Remember that, because it's going to come up again. I know to put my king on d8, right? He attacks me, I attack his queen. I come back wanting to trade queens and repair my pawn structure. I mean, if I can do that, I'm happy as a pig in shit. Okay, he comes over. Out comes the bishop defending the pawn because there's no one else defending the pawn. He castles, and that's the end of the game because he gets checkmated. Right? So at the start of this game, this guy's like 1540 something, okay? And he does dumb shit, okay? But that's fine. We all do it, right? We're all human. Game number 2, McStrike. Rated over 1600 at the start of the game. So I got 10 points from this. So he was 1607, right? Now this is a much longer game, but it's a really good one anyway. And we get a Spanish, a Roy Lopez, and I play the Janish or Yanish with f5 again. We have the exchange variation. And again, because I'm playing the Freddy Krueger repertoire, it's like you will see patterns, 2 consecutive games, right? Played one right after the other. Same stuff. Now d3. Okay, so he doesn't capture there. So I take, because I'm capturing towards the center, wing pawn taking a central pawn. He takes there, and guess what? Queen d4. Guess what? Queen comes out with check. Guess what? g6. He takes, I take back. The same dumb shit twice in 2 games. And this is a 1600, okay? Right? He just didn't calculate. And this is part of the problem. He thinks, oh, this guy's 70, 80 points below me. I'm going to be all right. It does the right thing, takes the pawn, realizes his mistake. Okay, king d8. Okay, I've got a slight edge here. Check. Meh. Blocks. Takes. Knight takes with tempo on the queen. And suddenly it's like, look at this bishop. It's active, right? This knight is active. This rook is active. I've only got one piece left in the box, which is this guy, right? And it's like, white, where's all your bishops? Oh, you haven't got any. You know? You've got three pieces still in the blooming box, and a queen that now has to move around. Queen comes here now. I make a mistake here, because I'm looking at this, and it's very, very easy to do. What I should have done is queen takes b2. And the number of games in the Janish exchange when the right move is queen takes b2, I've had it twice over the board when I neglected this move. And it happens all the bloody time. All the time. I didn't play it. It would have been like -5, right? Because the rook's got nowhere to go. The queen cannot save the rook. But I traded off. Okay. And then it gets to like equality. He brings his knight out. So I'm figuring, okay, look, I've got 4 on 3 on the queen's side, right? McStrike has 4 against 0 on the king's side. So this is going to be fun. Okay, now there's a bunch more moves, so don't worry. So I'm trying to think, where does my king want to be? Okay, he castles. I want to trade off rooks. He trades off rooks. Okay, engine gives equal now. It does this, I do this. I want to come in here. I know my bishop wants to guard d1. I want to prevent rook d1 check, because that's going to force my king onto one side of the board, splitting the board in 2. I don't think I want that, so I'm saying to myself, keep the damn bishop on this diagonal, right? Knight moves away, and of course this affords the fork. Now, but what I wanted to do before I saw this, right? This is a fork on rook and thing and pawn. Now the problem is, and I'm saying to myself, if I do this, how do you defend this pawn and this pawn? Well, you can't, right? But I thought, first of all, let's just prevent the knight from coming in. So b6, okay. Now it's saying h4 is the right move, which it is, and that's what he absolutely should have played. But he plays b3, and he's going to lose a pawn, right? Because he's thinking, you know, I'm stronger than this guy. I ought to do better. Well, only if you play better moves. So only if you keep playing better moves. So he loses a pawn, knight goes back. He loses another pawn, knight attacks the rook. I try and trade off the rooks. It's now nearly -2. Okay, now it is -2. I trade off the rooks. I win a pawn. Okay, so now I'm basically up a bishop, right? Imbalance-wise, back. This guy, the pawn on g3, he's the villain that must be stopped, you know? You'll never get him, Sheriff, he's long gone. Okay, so, but I'm thinking, look, I've got double eyes on g6. So how bad can it be? Anyway, he fights. I come in and attack the pawn. I come in and attack the other pawn. We dance around. Okay, lots of dancing. Bishop starts to come over this pawn chain, but this pawn chain can actually caterpillar its way up the board pretty well. And this one, of course, is defended by the knight. Now, I play king e8. I put my bishop back on this diagonal so that I've again got double eyes on g6. King comes in, king f8, king comes in again. And here it's starting to get a little bit funky. Because he's attacking this. My knight is the defender. I'm slightly concerned about this kind of thing, but Anyway, so I push on. I feel like I'd like to get this move in if I can with check. And king can't go to these squares, so it's going to force the king this way. Well, in fact, that's the only square he can go to, really, isn't it? This one. Okay, and he obliges me, rather than trading, he obliges me, gives me d5 for my knight. But here, actually, the machine says equality. Here, it's saying I should have played bishop e4. Huh. Or bishop c2. Or bishop h7. Or... what? No, sorry, that's probably the next move. What do you mean bishop h7? Oh yeah, bishop h7. This square. Yeah, anyway. I do this with check. He comes here. I take opposition. So now his king can't come to this square, or this square, or this square, or this square, or this square. Okay. He takes the pawn there finally. I come out with my knight. I'm going to threaten the a3 pawn. He takes, I take. And I decide to trade the bishop. Now, critical point. This is a drawn position. Here I have a slight edge if I play bishop to d3, apparently. I mean, what's that about? Or d5. Or b1. I've got a tiny edge. Anyway, so here this should be drawn after the king takes, okay? But, so what I notice is this knight's actually potentially trapped. Okay? Because he can't take there because my knight guards, right? As long as I can guard this square and this square, which I can with king d7. Okay, now, so I play king d7. And now there's only one move that saves the game for white. And pause if you want to find it for yourself. And this is what I mean, you know, the whole games turn on specific individual moves. Okay, he now plays the move king f5, but this is now losing. What he should have done on this move is push c6, right? c6 comes with check. Yes, his knight is trapped, but I can't get it. I can't get to it with my king. This pawn can't move, right? It's there, the knight defends that pawn, my pawn can't move, and we're just going to shuffle our feet until it's a draw. Okay, but he doesn't do that, he does this. Okay, I now push c6. Now my king has a line to come in and just grab the knight, which is what happens. I grab the pawn, I come around here. Now I want to be careful there. I don't want to lose my knight for sure, really. Okay, but I'm also concerned about things like, you know, I need to be careful that his king can't take my knight if he takes this pawn, for example. So with my knight on here, my concern is he's going to take this with check. I take, he takes, and, you know, who knows what's going to happen when the dust settles there. So I want to make sure my knight's well out of the way, and here it's well out of the way because the pawn guards these, the knight guards this, the king ain't coming anywhere, and that knight is mine. He grabs here, I grab there, here. I stick my knight in the way now, and now the pawn can push on, and there's nothing that can be done. I'm going to get a queen, okay. And now it's just a case of a normal finish, okay. So here the point is that my queen is always guarding the column in front of the king, right? So the king is confined to these two files, yeah? So king goes here, and I'm always going a knight's move away from the king, right? Reason is I want him to move into opposition with me, so that if I put my queen on then the same file as the king, my king guards all of these squares, my queen guards all of these, so the king is then forced back a row. That's the point, okay? So now he moves into opposition, and now the queen comes in, forcing him back, and now it's mate in 2. No, it's not. It's actually mate in 1. Okay, yeah. So after king h4, yeah, it would be mate in 1 if he comes here, okay? But now after king h4, it's mate in 2, and this is something that I only learned recently. Because what we want to do, you see, if his king is on any of these squares and I put my queen right in its face, it's checkmate. So how do we get the king onto one of these squares? Queen g7. And it's not stalemate because the king's still got one square, so he has to go there and then it's mate, right? Really quick way to do that and finish. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. So a quick look at the review. Do 1600s do dumb stuff? Yes. Okay, he played 78 accuracy. I played nearly 84. He played 1450, which ain't bad at all. But because I knew my opening accuracy 100, bosh. Yeah? 1800 for me. Seems like the old grey matter's starting to work, mate. So maybe fewer toxins could be a clue to better chess performance, but let's see if we can get up towards 1600 and beyond. So thought you'd enjoy that game. Anyway, I thought it was a nice one. But here's the point: your opponents will do dumb shit. Okay. First thing you have to do, particularly sub 1000, is do less dumb shit than they do. Right? That's as simple as it goes. You know, it's like don't blunder. Try not to blunder as much as you can. And then it becomes a question of learning more and more stuff so that you can play moves that just improve your position every time and don't open yourself up to, you know, getting spanked. So learning the principles of positional play and of tactics, all that kind of stuff. And then it's almost like the second half of your improvement is knowing when to break those rules as well. So fond of talking about at the moment. So yeah, thought you'd enjoy that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.